I had a chance to sit down with two future Founders members and high school students, Precious and Trent, to discuss about how they are tracking all their experiences and achievements using spikeview, as well as how they collaborate around their passions and their building community and driving positive change. Here is our panel discussion. What is one or two stories that you're just like, yeah, this is the best story?
One of them I would say would be the entrepreneurship of the BYOB. I feel like because that's that one I really portrayed the things I like and how I'm like a really active person and want to always do something. For my second one, I'll probably be the Purdue Sciencescape I did. I'll say because it shows that I'm always trying to learn and I always try to take every opportunity that I have.
I think my number one thing that I have so far would probably have to be dodgeball. I really went, like you said, I took your advice. I really went deep into what I was talking about. I got really personal, I feel, about any of the other stuff. And I kind of had to revise. That's still my first draft, but I feel like it most accurately explained who I was. That I was very passionate, that I was very determined.
What's the difference between showing that on a resume or a cover letter versus this?
On a resume, it's mostly just a list of accomplishments. With this, you get a lot more personal. Like you get to really explain why it matters to you. Why would you do this, and how that connects with what you want in your career, if I were to say like that. So a resume is just kind of plain and lined out. This is more expressive. Okay. Like the graph, for example, that gives us like the different areas we can line up. And as we build our stories, that extends to each kind of corner, which doesn't just say that you're only in this one, but it's about like the more round parts of it. Like if you have like 10 of those around the circle, that says, you do a lot of things, you're very well rounded.
I agree with Trent because when it comes to a resume, your ultimate goal is to either get the job or internship or whatever you're applying for. But when it comes to probably using spikeview and you're creating your little biography for your little stories, you're more personal because this is what you do, this is what you want, and you're so passionate about it. And yeah, resume, you just put the things that you accomplish or the things your job you're looking for wants you to have or is looking for. Whereas all the things that you do, and that the resume doesn't really have to define what you think you did because it's already having everything that you love, everything that you accomplished, and doesn't really matter.
As you're building your stories, but there's something that was just like kind of popped up and it was like, hey, this is interesting. I never thought of this.
One thing I didn't know was like how invested I was, I'd say, in academics. Like I was like on my graph, I was really drawn out in that way, which makes sense because in real life, like, yeah, I am pretty academically inclined, I guess. I do work hard when it comes to that stuff, but I didn't see it like how much of an extent.
Through going through my stories, I realized how much I'm passionate about science because most of like the things that I've done has been science based, and as I put them in my stories, I realized how much things that I've done, and it kind of correlates to me wanting to go into the medical field. So I kind of see why I'm moving towards this train.
Did this help you kind of solidify some of your choices and your direction even more than just kind of going through a regular counselor or taking one of those career cluster tests or anything else that you do in school?
Spikeview, I feel like it definitely helped me because as I put all my stories down and like different things that does have to do with medicine, and I continue to put it down, I realize I'm not really as passionate about that specific thing. But as I see more about science, physiology, anatomy, and all that type of stuff, I realize inside me that's what I really want to do. And I feel like spikeview really opened that up for me because I feel that's all the things I've been doing.
Working on this really helped me like organize my stuff individually. Because like you said, when we do the counselor tests, those are more general, like they're just personality test values. But here I really get to see why those values actually matter. So I could say, like, hey, I'm passionate. Passion is a big value to me. And I show you within my spikeview things, I say I'm very passionate about volunteering. I'm very passionate about golf. I have to explain it in great detail individually for myself. So a job interviewer asked me, hey, like what things are you passionate about? I can say, well, on my spikeview, I have this and that and this and that, and these contribute. I'm very determined about each one of them. I can go into further detail.
How do you see Spikeview as a place to be a platform to keep in connection not only with the groups and the people that you are with in Future Founders, because that's part of your network, but in future founders, if I said that right? How do you look at this as a platform to do that?
Personally, I like this a lot better than LinkedIn. I love the way you said pre-professional, because it's like this is just the baseline for it. When I did this, I imagined this as my college portfolio. Before I even go there, before I even get the experiences, these are the list of things I already have that I can continue to build off of. I feel like as I share these things with people, they can help me make more of these. They can really contribute to even some of the past ones that I've had. Because I may be in golf right now. I could be playing golf for my college out in New York, and I can say, well, back then, especially when I talked about it on my Spikeview, I used to compete in different golf teams, and that's kind of led me to being here eventually. Because I had coaches there, I have coaches here, and I would just say it helps me connect my past and future together.
If I'm being honest, I have downloaded LinkedIn, and when I've tried it, it's kind of a big place, and it's kind of hard to navigate what you want to do. And I'm not really so sure where to do this and where to do that. But for Spikeview, everything's just plain and it's there for you, and you already understand it. So it's definitely like a place for you to jot down all your accomplishments, all your stories, all the things you did in your life.
If a school or a club or a group of professionals like you guys and Future Founders are thinking about using this for their youth, and as they are in situations like you, just curious and growing who they are, why would you tell them that this is something you may want to take a look at?
It's a pretty organized set of my interests, of my work experience. It takes in a lot of different things about me and mends it in a way that just explains like what I've been doing, what I want to do. I'm continuing to update this. There's always more stuff to see. I may say, hey, I add more stuff all the time. You can always see what I'm doing, but it's not necessarily so social like social media. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm just telling you, like, this is my business stuff. This is my serious stuff, and I'm always willing to share with you all, like, I want to work more, and I want to work with you all to build some of these things.
Almost every day, we get emails of students in our school getting accepted to different colleges, to different internships. And I feel like every school will want to see their student thrive and go to big universities and go to different opportunities, like different internships, apprenticeships, and all that stuff. And Spikeview is definitely an opportunity that teachers would take, because like, it's a place where all the students can organize all their things, all their accomplishments they did in their life, and they can use this to build up their resume for college or internships, like I said before, to continue all the way into their senior year. And they already have such a big bowl of all the things they've done in one place. So when it comes to the college application process, it's all there for them, and they can just all list it down. It'll just be easier. And that would just make it easier for them to get into better colleges and just to continue on like that.